Sawadee Cup, Natural Tim here. I hope I said that right. We're in Thailand, in case you haven't noticed, here at the beautiful resorty thing that we're all staying here for the Secret Society Mastermind Meetup number 1. Very special time, very humbling experience for me to meet up with all the guys from all around the world that participated in our course last year to building a business that funds a life of freedom, fun and adventure. And here we are, living that life of freedom, fun and adventure. I've got a big video coming out. We've been capturing so much footage and so much awesomeness of us riding around on motorbikes, of us, doing silly things like playing golf, of us swimming, of us partying. That's a big thing. We did the full moon party here on Koh Phangan, which was like our intro to the whole Freedom Business Week. We're all a little bit hazy because we've been partying. We've been, actually yesterday we all met up and we all talked freedom business and shared our freedom business stories from all over the world. But yeah, I cannot tell you enough how glorious this trip has been and meeting people. And it was funny, we all met up, and I talk about this all the time. My one key fan, which I always talk about one key fan, the people that I target in my business, are people that I want to hang out with, are people that I want to experience freedom, fun and adventure times with. And I can honestly say that the people that are on this trip, we've definitely bonded on another level. It's been awesome. But you're not on the trip, so let's get into some content. In this blog post, in this video, I have some important freedom business content. This one is all about the one thing that you need to get started in your freedom business. So if you're sitting there and you're like, Tim, all right, how can I get started? What's the one thing that I can do to get started in my own freedom business? This is the blog post for you, and this is really, really important. So first, let's start with the big ass problem. And the big ass problem is, as you've seen in all the newspapers, in all the stuff that's going on in the world right now, that the economy is doomed, right? That's the big news circling around. Economy is doomed. Well, in freedom business and the freedom business mindset, and what we've come to realize is that the economy isn't doomed. The economy is shifting. The economy is moving from things like checkout jobs, like jobs where you're just doing more manual labor type stuff. The economy is moving from manual, physical, real world jobs over to more knowledge-based, technology-based jobs, okay? And we can see that with things like, look, guy over here invents an iPhone app that explodes and makes him millions and millions of dollars. Things like Instagram, stuff like that. That's just little examples. The guys on our freedom business stuff, they're building things from, iPhone app businesses to video production businesses, to websites, to businesses where they're teaching companies how to outsource and helping them to outsource stuff. Graphic design, branding businesses, things like that. That's the type of businesses that we're focusing in on freedom business stuff, and it's all knowledge-based work. But the key with our freedom businesses is we're outsourcing that knowledge-based work. So the big question is, what's the one thing that you can do now to make sure that you're taking advantage of this shift in the economy, the shift over to the information-based economy, over from things like checkout jobs and just menial, repetitive task jobs, over to an information-based economy? Well, the one thing that you need to do, okay, and you need to start right now, is become an authority, all right? And you may say, Tim, I'm not an authority in anything. I've got no idea. I have no idea how to build a website, let alone know about information-based economy. Well, here's a little secret that not many people know and not many people take advantage of. And just because you're reading the Freedom Business blog, I'm going to give you one of the things that we teach our Secret Society Mastermind crew to do very first up, okay? To become an authority, you need to literally present yourself as a personal brand, kind of like You Incorporated, all right? So what I mean by that is get your very own domain name, okay? You.com, all right? So for example, for me right now, I'm building timothymark.com. And in timothymark.com, I'm showcasing all of my projects, current projects and past projects. So for example, I've run a number of different businesses, okay? So I had a marketing and branding and design studio. That was one of my freedom businesses. So what I'll do is under timothymark.com, I'll put some of that work. I'll showcase some of that work under my my personal website. Okay, so the very first thing, the number one thing you need to do is register your domain name. So if you, for example, can't find timothymark.com, like if it was already registered, what you want to get is something like timothymarkconsulting.com, or timothymarkprojects.com, or projectsbytimothymark.com, something like that, something along those lines. Why do we want to do this? Well, the freedom business you build now, like the guys that we've been talking, building freedom businesses, the business you build now is not necessarily the business you're going to be in 5 years from now. So one of the things that we really, really concentrate on in freedom business is making sure that whatever we build is going to be profitable and also good for us in the future, in 5-10 years from now. And what you'll notice is a lot of those things on the internet that teach you how to build businesses and stuff like that. For example, the SEO thing and building little pages where you get like money per click and stuff like that. It's not stuff that us over in Secret Society Mastermind focus on, because it's a limited market. It's a loophole that gets exploited by a number of people for a number of time, and then it's all over. What we do is we build amazing personal and company brands that sustain us in the future, in future endeavors, okay? So I hope you follow me here. Getting your own personal domain name is the number one step, is the number one thing that you can do to ensure your success in freedom business now and in freedom business in the future. So let me tell you a little bit of a spontaneous story to illustrate this thing right now. Now, he doesn't know that I'm going to call him up right now, but there's a guy behind us swimming. He's part of the Secret Society Mastermind crew. His name's Peter. And I want to tell you the story of Peter just to illustrate what I'm talking about here. Getting your own personal domain name, and about that being the first step to freedom business. So let me call him over right now. He's over there. I'm going to call him over and we're going to get him involved. Okay, so here we are. As I've said, we've dragged Peter over here. You had no idea, didn't you?
No.
Had no idea he was going to get dragged over here. But anyway, he's been
not prepared anything.
Yeah, he hasn't prepared anything. Now this is my boy. We met on this freedom trip.
First time, yeah.
First time. You signed up for Secret Society Mastermind.
Yes.
And Peter actually, you're working in Malaysia.
At the moment, yeah.
At the moment, his day job of doom is doing like all this complicated mathematical modeling in Malaysia. All right. So Peter's built up a skill set in that, haven't you? That's one of your skill sets.
I've been working in this industry for 5 years now.
5 years. So Peter's been in that for 5 years. And tell me about your frustration though. What's the frustration with the day job of doom?
Yeah, my biggest frustration definitely at the moment is because it's taking so much of my time, consuming so much of my time.
Yeah.
They require like a lot of overtime, even like weekends. Like for instance, this Malaysia job it's a good thing for my CV. Obviously, that's why I took it.
Yeah.
But like it's a 3-month project.
Yep.
And it's like actually really tight deadlines.
Yeah.
So I'm working from 8 till 10 at night, every single day. Like I was telling the other guys that I was working for like in December, for that whole month, I only had 2 days off.
In December?
Christmas and New Year, that's it. And
yeah.
Like, I was working every weekend throughout the week. So it's just crazy.
Yeah.
Like you don't have any time for anything else.
Rubbish.
Yeah.
So in freedom business, like we talk about in the Secret Society Mastermind, it's a marriage of 3 things. The skill sets you have, already current skill sets, so that's a massive one for you, that mathematical modeling stuff. What you love doing, so what you enjoy. You do enjoy this side of things, but you don't enjoy that it
consumes all my time.
All your time, yeah? And so what you love doing, and also what the market is prepared to pay for. So there is obviously a market for what you guys do, and a big market.
Yes.
So the company that you work for pretty much earns all the money.
Yeah.
Gives you a little bit.
Yeah. Like most of the projects we do is like a 3-month project, and the company charge the clients like say about 100,000 euros.
Okay. Wow.
For 3 months.
For 3 months.
And we only get like a really small.
portion.
Why? Yes.
So what I've said to Peter, and this was when we first met up, when you were talking to me about that, I had no idea on Peter's skill sets. I said, Peter, you need your own domain name. Okay, you need your own domain name, and you need to stand out on your own as an authority and is also, I guess, a consultant in that area as like a guy with that certain skill set. Because I guarantee there's companies and businesses all over the world that need that skill set,
Exactly, yeah.
and Peter can bring that skill set on his own. There's literally no reason why Peter, apart from little things like they need the data and things like that, there's some little bits and pieces, but there's companies out there that will need Peter as a skill set and skills that he already has. So what did I say? What was the most important thing for you to do right now?
Okay, to buy the domain name.
Domain name, yeah.
peterstradom.com.
Yeah.
And yes, I actually checked it out, and I was buying it actually at this resort.
He bought it at the
How
resort
cool is that? Like,
Yeah.
on the internet, easy.
to
And I
start
was,
the
like,
new
really,
adventure.
really excited, and I posted on Instagram. Like, yeah. So I've got it now.
So he's gonna, so what Peter can do is get business cards made up, and he can showcase all of his previous work. You can showcase all the previous work you've done for other companies, all that sort of stuff. And what he'll do is he'll put a cool portfolio. He'll put a cool like photo of himself on there. Even better would be a cool little video, just introducing himself. Hey, what's up? It's Peter here. These are the projects that I work on. I'd love to work with you. And a little contact form. And so from now on, whatever Freedom Business projects you go on, you're going to do other ones too. We've talked about that.
Yes.
He's going to start up in some other little Freedom Business projects. But whatever you do, you can now put that under your personal brand, and that makes you an authority now. So when you meet people out in a bar, for example, you meet people out in a bar, they say, "What do you do?" You say, "Well, here's my business card.
Check it out.
Yeah?
On the internet. Yeah.
Here's my business card. I do a lot of different projects, but I mainly focus on this. And when people check him out, he now becomes an authority. And any other websites that he builds, he can link back to his personal website, and that builds so much trust and so much, personality. You can put your own personality up there, which is really cool. It also gives you a bit more confidence. Do you think it'd give you a bit more confidence if you had this
sure.
cool website
For sure, yeah.
that sort of displayed you as awesome and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, rad.
I'm pretty excited about this. Sure.
Awesome.
Um,
So Peter's from South Africa, and
the
you're
only
gonna head.
guy actually representing Africa.
He's the only one representing Africa at the moment. We need some more Africans involved. But yeah, so what's the first thing you're gonna do when you head back?
Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is because I'm actually putting my website live, first one that I'm going to do about. And like my outsourcer is actually working on this final sales video while I'm on this trip.
Rad.
Feels amazing, like
You've got
out
outsourcers
here
just working for you.
enjoying this, and then outsourcers is doing the job.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna get that live, and then I'm gonna start marketing.
Excellent.
Go look out for clients and start making some sales. So and the other thing I'm also gonna do is, we talked about this, is that I'm going to, the first time I go back to South Africa, I'm gonna talk to my boss about,
Right. Oh yeah.
I can't do this anymore.
You can't do this full time.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So either I'm quitting because I've actually had a couple of a sum of money saved up
Okay.
to survive for a couple of months.
Awesome.
And then I can actually go in like full time
Straight Freedom Business.
Freedom Business, or he has to be fine with me only working like half day.
Yep.
8 till 12, and that's it.
Yep.
Then I'm going home, and then I can set up my meetings with my clients and all that in the afternoons.
Nice.
So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
So this trip's like energized you. It's like,
So much, man. I think that this gonna be very difficult to top this trip.
yeah.
Like holiday wise as well. And then business talk. It's so all worth it. I can't imagine not being on this trip because it's actually like life changing.
Yeah. Cheers, man.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
And like everything we did so far, it's so amazing. Awesome.
I know, we've been having so much fun.
So much.
Him and I have been.
So many stories.
Yeah,
Oh,
there is.
man.
It's ridiculous. There's stories. There's been girls. He's been doing well with the girls.
It's Tim's energy.
Oh,
So that it inspires me, like, and then
we get in there.
Go,
We get in there and we get it done.
make it happen. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'm going to finish off this video. We got a bit of a conclusion and all that sort of stuff.
Okay, cool.
You can enjoy your swim. There's some more guys in the background. The rest are sleeping. Because it's been pretty large so far.
huge nights. Yeah. I
Huge
think
nights, good fun.
Again tonight for sure.
Again
Yeah.
tonight, absolutely.
Of course.
Yeah, we'll talk to you very soon.
Sweet.
Thanks, man. Okay, so you heard Peter's story. That was really, really cool and good to hear from him and his perspective on, you know, he'd built up a certain skill set in a certain area. And the thing is, people undersell themselves. You're probably underselling yourself. You probably don't know how good you are or how good you've got it. Think about all the past jobs and things that you've worked on. That needs to be showcased, okay? That needs to be showcased now and well into the future because that builds you into an authority. And it also guarantees, or as pretty much close to guarantees as possible, your success in the future. Imagine presenting, if you wanted to get another job, for example, imagine going into the job, not with a resume, but with an awesome website showcasing all of the rad work that you've already done, okay? So worst case scenario in freedom business is that you have to go get a job, all right? We definitely don't need to do that, but that's the worst case scenario. But imagine if you had like the cool website that showcased all of your rad stuff. Okay, so that's a good way to think about it. So it's like an insurance policy for the future. And for now, for the way the economy is going, like we talked about, you need to build this. You need to step up and make that happen. All right. So really, really, really important stuff. Get your own domain name, or get your name consulting.com, or your name projects.com. All right, so that's the very first step that you need to do. I'm going to talk about it more in the post below, but that's what you need to get started. Now, I've mentioned that I'm going to build timothymark.com as like an example for you guys to see how to build something and how it should look and how it should feel and all that. Obviously, you want to inject your own personality, your own brand, and your own fun into the website. This is a fun thing to do, by the way, showcasing, you know, your own personal brand. You need your own domain name. It is a fun thing to do. So I'm building timothymark.com, but I'm going to post in this blog post below, I'm going to put some examples of guys who I think have built a great personal brand in themselves. One of those guys is a guy called Chase Jarvis. Chase Jarvis. Now, Chase is a photographer. He's built up a really great name as a really good photographer all over the world. He's very, very good at what he does. But what he recognized is that photographers, they're creative type people. They're people who love taking beautiful shots and love taking beautiful photos, but they don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to put themselves out there. They don't know anything about personal branding. They think that, okay, if I do just great work, people will come. Well, it's the same thing as like opening a shop, opening a store, and thinking, if I open this store, people will come. It doesn't work that way. You need to get some marketing. You need to do some marketing. You need to do some specific marketing and specific branding in order for people to pay attention to you, in order for people to wake up and go, hey, what's this business? This may suit my needs. So chasejarvis.com, I think it is. He does a really good, he's a really good example of that because he now does train stuff on personal branding. He interviews some really famous authors and things like that. So if you need some more, I guess, freedom business content and stuff that's kind of along the freedom business lines, Chase Jarvis is doing that as well. But I want you to take note of how he's built his personal brand. He's not just a photographer, he's doing a lot more than that. So I want you to check that out. I'm going to list a number of other personal brands and personal websites that I think are really cool as well. So check those out. But more importantly, you need to build your own personal brand. This is going to ensure your success in the future. All right, so I'm running off now. We're going to do another freedom business session, talk freedom business with all the guys here partying with the Secret Society Mastermind crew. Keep a lookout on the blog and on the email and all that sort of stuff because I'm going to be launching our video from our freedom trip with all the stuff that we've been doing, all the radness, in order to inspire you to start living the freedom, fun, and adventure lifestyle as well. But the first thing you need to do, obviously, is get that domain name. And let's get the ball rolling. Let's get the things happening. Read the post below, and I would love if you could add some comments below and some questions on this type of stuff. I'll be sure to answer you in the comments section. So, Natural Tim, signing off. Sawasdee Cup, and we will talk to you very soon.
this is the family right here.